It's Erica again. And the other thing that I do with Dynamis Learning isn't just tutoring. I work with students on what's called an academic 4-year plan. That's become something that's kind of one of my specialties here. I help a student as they're rising into high school look at what they need to do over the next 4 years. We build in based on the district or state or school requirements, depending on whether it's public or private and whether they're in magnet programs or not, what they need for English, math, science, social studies, their electives. And I also take into consideration what their interests are. To start that out, I have the families do an interest survey. Where are they currently coming from, coming out of middle school? What are their goals for the future? One student that I've worked with that's a rising freshman is not only interested in academics, but thinking about possibly a healthcare career in the future, but she's also a club volleyball player and just recently made her high school volleyball team for next year. So taking into consideration what's required because of her practice requirements, as well as what's important because of the NCAA clearinghouse to be able to go play collegiate sports, there's certain requirements that they must meet to be able to have eligibility to go play in college. We had to take all of those things into consideration as we built her 4-year plan. We looked at what does she want in terms of foreign language, in terms of electives and a pathway for a career type of class. What is she interested in? How do those fit in with her academics, as well with her practice commitments, her family commitments, her church and community organization commitments, and trying to set her up for success. Now, a 4-year plan isn't set in stone. It's something that we can revisit each year. So we built out what we think the next 4 years should look like so that she and her family can advocate for her when teachers enroll her in classes every spring. But we're also able to sit and revisit it because her interests may change. What she thinks she wants to do coming into 9th grade could be totally different by the time she hits 10th, 11th, or 12th. So we can tweak some of those things as we see it. We might want to be adding in more AP classes. We might want to be adding in more dual enrollment where she can get some college credit. Or she might have tried one of those AP classes as a freshman and realized, hey, that rigor wasn't for me, especially with all of these other commitments that are important to me because my family's important. Practice is important. My church and community responsibilities are important and I need to have time for all that. So we may go from something with very high rigor to something with a little bit lower so that she's able to meet those commitments but still fitting her interests. And having those discussions with your child, having those discussions and them actively involved in it needs to happen early, but it also needs to happen frequently so that they are able to truly advocate for themselves, but know that once they're through these 4 years, they are set up for whatever their next step is, whether it's playing a collegiate sport, whether it's going to a local, or out-of-state 4-year school, whether it's taking a 2-year school and starting with some sort of certification, whether it's entering the workforce. Are we setting your kid up for whatever that post-secondary success is? And that's something I really enjoy working with students and families and getting to have that one-on-one relationship that we get to revisit each year. So if that's something you're interested in, come talk to Helen. We'll set you up with an initial meeting and that survey, and we'll get you started so that your student's on the right path for success, whatever that looks like for them. Come join us.